I just needed to get my hands on literally everything in this series. You don't necessarily know what it's leading up to, just know something is counting down. Like, you know what, I'm gonna get my cash money and let's maybe create a little chaos in return. Hello everyone, my name is Bonnie and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be going through all of the books that I got my hands on in March, and I'm very excited to talk about so many of these. So the first series I will be talking about, I went crazy about in March. Definitely props to Katie Olson for chatting it up, but that is the manga series Spy X Family. So I got my hands on volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, as well as volumes 4, 5, and 6 that I don't have to show you right now because I've lent them out. My friends are in the process of catching up to where I am in the series. I just adore it. It is so amazing and fun. The Spy X Family is a fantastic manga series that combines so many things. Our main character is a master spy, and his mission is to infiltrate a private boarding school to get some information, some intel on a nefarious man who potentially will start World War III. And he only really makes a public appearance at his son's private school, so our spy has to get a child and a wife to, you know, become part of the boarding school and get close to that guy. So our spy adopts an adorable little girl who is a telepath, although he does not know it, and the wife is secretly an assassin. So we have an assassin and a spy who don't know each other's backgrounds, and a telepath little girl who knows both of their secrets. It is incredibly cute, found family dynamics, also like crazy fun side characters. They get a dog in later volumes, volume 4 specifically. There's just so much humor to it, so much cuteness between all these characters. Just literally, I've laughed out loud so many times for this series. It also has great action scenes, even some gore as well with the wife being an assassin. Just, I am absolutely obsessed with this series. So when I read volume 1 and volume 2 and super loved it, I just needed to get my hands on literally everything in this series, and I have not been disappointed yet. So fantastic. I am happy to own all of these volumes so far. They're coming out with more still. Volume 8, the translated in English version, is supposed to be coming out in September, so I'm still like slowly but surely getting my hands on these editions, and I absolutely love it. The next little portion, I'll be discussing all of the books that I got in book boxes. So the first book I'll be talking about is actually a bonus book that was part of an Owl Crate unboxing, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Owl Crate has started doing sporadically, I'm not sure how frequently they are doing this, but they are re-releasing some classics in new designed covers. I'll get in closer for you here, but you got the Frankenstein and just lots of nature elements with the black, white, and red color scheme. I think this looks really freaking cool. It's definitely one of the prettiest editions of Frankenstein I own. I own a couple due to like studying it in different classes, but this is a really cool edition and I'm excited to have it on my shelf. Like, even the spine is really cool as well. So I'm just excited to see what the rest of this classics collection will look like with Owl Crate. I'm wondering maybe they'll like do a different pop of color for each book. I don't know what book they're doing next. Maybe they're sticking with some like gothic classics. I honestly don't know, but I'm excited regardless. Also, in that I'll create unboxing, the primary book was Only a Monster by Vanessa. This is an Alcrate exclusive cover, so it does have a different color variation on it with some black sprayed edges and a sword on the cover and some dust jacket art as well. Definitely check out the unboxing if you want to see any closer looks to it. But I'm definitely intrigued by this book. I know it's been getting a lot of buzz, I think a couple months ago, although I've definitely seen it more so for its UK cover, which I'll pop up here. That cover is how I knew about it, so when I first opened this I was like, I don't know what this book is, but the synopsis definitely was a refresher for me. But I will read the flap for you, and just like all my other videos, when I do read synopses, I do crop the frame, so if you aren't interested in hearing the synopsis, you can just skip forward a little ways and I'll get back to the chatty bits. It should have been the perfect summer. Sent to stay with her late mother's eccentric family in London, 16-year-old Joan is determined to enjoy herself. She loves her nerdy job at the historic Holland house, and when her super cute coworker Nick asks her on a date, it feels like everything is falling into place. Then a Good Samaritan attempt gone wrong sends Joan spinning through time, and her life quickly begins to unravel. Her family isn't just eccentric, they're monsters with terrifying hidden powers. And Nick isn't just a cute boy, he's a legendary monster slayer who will do anything to bring them down. As she battles Nick, Joan is forced to work with the beautiful and ruthless Aaron Oliver, heir to a monster family that hates her own. She'll have to embrace her monstrousness if she's to save herself and her family. But in this story, she is not the hero. So I love how that synopsis ends. I'm thinking like potential villain origin story, maybe some betrayal in this. I'm not sure, but it sounds like it's just gonna be another fun fantasy YA moment, maybe a bit darker, with it being about like monstrous families, maybe discussions on inheritance or just familial expectations. We'll have to see, but this sounds like a fun one, and just with its description and being that it was also with a bunch of gothic items in it, I'm guessing it'll give some gothic vibes as well. So I'm excited to eventually check this out, although maybe I'll pick this up closer to fall time. It feels correct. Then the only other Alcrate book I have to share is A Forgery of Roses by Jessica Olson. Again, this is a Alcrate exclusive cover. I'll pop up its original cover here, but it looks pretty gothic, pretty wintry, some deep blood red sprayed edges, some cute foiling on the hardcover, and also under the dust jacket art. Once again, you can get a closer look in the unboxing itself, but from what I can recall, this is some kind of magic system regarding portraits, if I'm remembering correctly. But again, let me read the flap. She's an artist whose portrait alters people's real-life bodies, a talent she must hide from those who would kidnap, blackmail, and worse in order to control it. Guarding that secret is the only way to keep her younger sister safe now that their parents are gone. But one frigid night, the governor's wife discovers the truth and threatens to expose Mira if she does not complete a special portrait that would resurrect the governor's dead son. Desperate, Mira ventures to his legendary stone mansion. Once she arrives, however, it becomes clear the boy's death was no accident. Someone dangerous lurks within these glittering halls. Someone harboring a disturbing obsession with portrait magic. Mira cannot do the portrait until she knows what really happened, so she turns to the governor's older son, a captivating red-headed poet. Together they delve into the family's most shadowed affairs, racing to uncover the truth before the secret Mira spent her life concealing makes her the killer's next victim. So again, this feels like it has like gothic, eerie energy to it. I'm really excited to see what like this portrait magic entails. I think the only stories I've read with portrait magic is Dorian Gray and An Enchantment of Ravens. So I'm excited to see what this take has on this, and just, I don't know, it sounds like we might have like a dark mystery moment. So again, I might pick this up more so closer to fall with its like eerie vibes going on. But again, I'm excited. I haven't heard anything about this one, but pretty good synopsis for my tastes. Now we're on to the 2 books I've gotten in Illumicrate. The first being A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. Again, this is an exclusive cover for Illumicrate. I will pop up one of the covers here. I think I'll do the UK cover in comparison, but I think this edition is really stunning. I love the gold foiling on it. It does have special sprayed edges. In my unboxing, I was saying it does feel like it's missing a little detail in comparison to the other extremely detailed sprayed edges we've seen recently for Illumicrate, but they are growing on me. Like, I feel like from a distance, you know, when it's on my shelf, it'll look great. So fine by me. And it also has some killer end pages, like stunning. And if I'm correct, I think this also has a poet, or no, I think it's a bard in this one. So we're getting a lot of like whimsy, mystery things kind of going on. But again, let me read the flap. Enchantments run deep on the magical Isle of Cadence. The capricious spirits that live there find mirth in the lives of the humans who call the land home, but that mischief turns to malevolence as girls begin to go missing. Adara, heiress of the East, knows the spirits only answer to a bard's music, enticing them to return the missing girls. But there's only one bard capable of drawing the spirits forth by song, her childhood enemy, Jack Tamerlane. He hasn't stepped foot on Cadence in 10 long years, content to study music at the mainland university. But as Jack and Adara reluctantly work together, it becomes apparent the trouble with the spirits is far more sinister than first thought, and an older, darker secret lurks beneath the surface, threatening to undo them all. So again, we have the mystery going on. I don't think I've ever read a book specifically having a bard character, so very excited to see how that goes. I believe this is also supposed to be like inspired or set in Scotland. I'm not sure if it's specifically Scotland or not. I'm not sure if this is YA or adult, but being that there's like apparently a 10-year gap between like childhood enemy and then him not being on the island, I'm thinking this might be new adult or adult, but I'll let you know when I read it. But again, very intriguing. I think that I will get to this one sooner. It feels more spring summery, but I could just be swayed by the lovely forest end pages. I'm not sure, but sounds like a good one. And then the final book box book I have to share from Illumicrate is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Again, an exclusive cover that's been completely redesigned. It is definitely more simplified than the US and UK covers, but I do kind of like how it's melded those two designs together. Like with the UK, you have the two houses. With the US, you have the kind of ovals going around. I know the US one also has the hands. I think the dandelion blowing away is exclusive to this one as well. We have the same on the back. And then it's got some, and it has some really cute sprayed edges. I know that they are extremely similar to some of the UK exclusive sprayed edges. The only difference is that this is red blossoms into black rotting vines, and we have the red and the black houses. They're reversed. I believe the other UK special editions are just all one color, either all black or all red. So I know quite a few people were underwhelmed, but like, I think this is still cute, and it definitely fits with a lot of V.E. Schwab's other books that I own, all of them being like the black, white, red color scheme. So like, it'll fit in perfectly fine on my shelves. That is a-okay with me. I know this one is supposed to be something about like an eerie manor. I think there's like whimsical writing as well, and it's meant to be taken in one sitting. There's also like images that apparently build upon each other throughout the story, and I've just heard really great things recently, but I will read the flap now. 16-year-old Olivia Pryor is missing 3 things: a mother, a father, and a voice. Her mother vanished all at once, her father by degrees, and her voice was a thing she never had to start with. Her only companions are the ghouls she sees and her mother's journal, which captured a mind in turmoil. Near the end of her time at Marylant's School for Girls, Olivia receives a letter from an uncle she's never met, summoning her to his estate, Gallant. But when she arrives, she discovers that the letter was years late. Her uncle is dead and the estate is empty, save for her cousin Matthew and the servants. Olivia is permitted to remain, but must follow 2 rules. Don't go out after dusk, and always stay on the right side of the crumbling wall. But Gallant is a house of secrets, a house sitting in lonely vigil, a place where the ghouls are powerful. As Olivia searches for answers about her family, her past, she discovers a dark reflection of everything she knew, an ancient realm where ghosts take form and the Dark Master sits waiting for her. I'm so hyped to get to this one. Also, it is so short and sweet. I think I'm gonna fly through this and I want to know what the people are talking about. I need to know. The next 2 I have to share are both romance books. The first being Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This is the kind of spin-off sequel to It Happened One Summer. This is following It Happened One Summer's main character, Piper. It is her sister, Hannah, in this, and she is roommates with Fox, who is known to be like this huge playboy, but he's fallen for Hannah. But Hannah is into one of her co-workers, so Fox kind of agrees to help her out in wooing this guy, but it becomes like more and more clear to him that he is into her, and she is interested in Fox, but she also doesn't want to be like yet another one of his ladies. So I think fun shenanigans occur from there. I'm expecting some good steamy moments, because that definitely was the case for It Happened One Summer, and hopefully we'll see some of the couple in the first one as well in this, because I would just love to see them being happy together. I've heard some mixed things about this one recently, but I'm just going in expecting to have a fun time, and if it doesn't hold up as much to the first one, I'm okay with that. The first one was 5 stars. I don't expect like companion series to all be 5 stars. I mean, if they are, fabulous, but I don't really go in with that high of expectations. I just want to have a fun time, and I'm sure this one will be. The other romance that I got my hands on in March, I have already read and absolutely loved. Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. Oh my god, this was so much better than I ever could have imagined. It was absolutely divine. This is a sapphic romance rom-com amazingness about Delilah Green, who is an aspiring photographer. She is like set up in New York pursuing her photography there when she gets called up and hired to be the photographer for her stepsister's wedding. So she has to come back to her hometown, which holds a lot of bad memories. Just a lot of shitty things happened to her growing up, and not everyone was that kind. So she's like, you know what, I'm gonna get my cash money and let's maybe create a little chaos in return. But when she is there, she kind of reconnects with Claire Sutherland, who is best friends with Delilah's stepsister, and also Delilah's first crush that made her realize she was into women. Like, ah! So the attraction is there. Claire is a single mother and hasn't really done anything romantically in a hot minute other than like falling back in with her ex-husband a few times, and she's automatically like totally into Delilah but doesn't realize it's Delilah because it's been like quite a few years. So there's flirting, and then they realize who's who, and so they're kind of stuck together for wedding prep things, and their relationship is just so stinking cute. There's also funny moments because Claire, Delilah, and Iris, who is another best friend of Astrid, the stepsister, all kind of team up to try and get Astrid to realize her fiance really ain't all that. Chaotic wedding things are happening. This feels like such like a Netflix rom-com that I so desperately want to see. It's just so cinematic. These characters all feel so real. There are serious moments, there are sweet moments, there's funny moments, there's just like a couple times I got like teary-eyed. It's just, I love it. There's a few steamy moments as well, and it does have the one bed trope, y'all, and it's good. It's good. The next one I got my hands on, I actually got from Pango Books, which is a app and a website exclusive to the US currently, but it is like an easy way to buy and sell books to others. And I was able to get my hands on A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I've been intrigued to try out this book for a hot minute, but like it's usually $17 for a paperback that's like quite small, and being that I don't know how I'll feel about it, I did not want to pay full price for this. So I found this on there for like $8, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll give it a try. From what I know, it's supposed to be like a magic school where everyone is getting trained further in their magic, and to graduate you have to like fight for your life in some final room. I heard really mixed things, but I really want to give it a try. Also, that aspect of it reminds me a lot of Deadly Class, the graphic novel series that I'm not caught up on, but I really enjoyed. I think I read volume 1 through 6. It's very fun. It's like an assassin school in training, with like kids killing each other and trying to be the best and learning some deadly things. So if this is anything like that, I think I will be very intrigued. But let me read the back in case I forgot any other important elements to discuss. Everyone loves Orion Lake. Everyone else, that is. Far as I'm concerned, he can keep his flashy combat magic to himself. I'm not joining his pack of adoring fans. I don't need help surviving the Scalamance, even if they do. Forget the hordes of monsters and cursed artifacts. I'm probably the most dangerous thing in the place. Just give me a chance and I'll level mountains and kill untold millions, make myself the Dark Queen of the world. At least that's what the world expects. Most of the other students in here would be delighted if Orion killed me like one more evil thing that's crawled out of the drains. Sometimes I think they want me to turn into the evil witch they assume I am. The school certainly does. But the Scalamance isn't getting what it wants from me, and neither is Orion Lake. I may not be anyone's idea of the shining hero, but I'm going to make it out of this place alive. And I'm not going to slaughter thousands to do it either, although I'm giving serious consideration to just one. So I think that sounds really exciting. It sounds like we'll have some good rivalries going on, some cool magic, I hope, maybe magical weapons. I'm just really intrigued to see what this magic system is like, what the Scalamance is like. Overall, I'm just really intrigued to just see what I think of this and if I want to continue on or not. And then the final two I have to share is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Please ignore the bookmarks. I'm currently on my reread of it, and I also have an ARC for Fevered Star. I won this in a Goodreads giveaway and I'm so delighted to have it, and I'm so excited to see where this series goes from here. Black Sun really kicks off a very intriguing fantasy series, I think. I'm not too sure how many books there's supposed to be in Black Sun. There is an event, a convergence that we are counting down to in every chapter with some like ominous energy to it kind of throughout. You don't necessarily know what it's leading up to, just know something is counting down. We also have like two primary or just heavily present for our characters two religions. So there is one religion centered around the sun priest, very like astrological, and there is another religion that is centered around the crow god. One of our main characters is Serapio, and with him throughout his childhood into his, I think, early 20s is when we see him, and we definitely see a lot about the ritual regarding the crow god and the Carrion Crow focus regarding their rituals. So there is like specific self-scarring. They call it, I think, a hahan. They like stain their teeth red. They wear all black. Serapio is like blinded by an eclipse as a child in part of the ritual. So heavy-handed stuff goes on. Definitely be prepared about that. Literally the first chapter we're seeing all that happening. So stuff's going on with him. We have some like future fated stuff going on with him. With the other religion, we have our main character Narampa, who is literally the sun priest herself. She is definitely dealing with a lot of political struggles going on because she is definitely more progressive than a lot of people within her religion. She was definitely not the favorite to be deemed heir because she came from literally nothing and was expected to just remain a servant, but now she is a sun priest for life. She's dealing with the expectations of her followers and then also having to politically deal with the leaders of Carrion Crow as well. There is also assassination attempts and like doubtings of her skills and that sort of stuff. So you get the political elements with her. You discover more about the crow god countdown to the convergence with Serapio, and then there is another third primary character named Delilah, who is a teak that is similar to like a siren and a mermaid. She's definitely connected to the water and has the ability to sing, which is just like her voice has abilities to like sway people or I think calm the water or something along those lines. It's so interesting. And she is the captain of a ship that is in charge of taking Serapio to a different city. All of our different plot lines kind of converge. Haha, the convergence. It just really crafts a really intriguing political system, fantasy world, character dynamics. Like, it's all just really great. I love Rebecca Roanhorse's writing, and I'm really enjoying my reread of this. I had listened to it previously on audiobook, which I definitely recommend that. This is a really great story to take in audibly. It just feels like it's meant to be like an oral story, especially with all of the fantasy terms that are utilized. So I'm slowly but surely making my way through this, and I cannot wait to see what happens next in Fevered Star. I can't wait. I can't wait. Like, at this point, I have no clue where this series is going from here, so I think Fevered Star will really be revealing of what's to come for these characters, for this world, for the politics. Like, I'm just so stinking excited, and like, it's so exciting. It's my first arc, and it's for a book I'm highly anticipating as well, so wahoo! So these are all of the books I got my hands on in March, plus the other Spy X Family mangas that I lent out to friends. So I got a hefty stack for this month. It's a lot. I'm also intimidated on what my April book haul would look like because that is my birth month, so we will see, but I am so excited for so many of these. Definitely let me know if any of these are on your radar or if you have read and enjoyed them as well. I'd love to know. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. In my description, I will have my Goodreads and Bookstagram linked if you would like to friend or follow me on there. But other than that, I'm gonna head on out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.